So there's been a lot of talk about this film, and I'm finally getting around to watching it. This is Life of Pi, the review by me, the Hypersonic 55. Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hypersonic 55, and welcome to another film review. And today's film review will come in the shape of Life of Pi. Now, I've heard a lot about this film prior to watching it, and then there was all the hype that followed after the film came out. And I've only just recently gotten around to seeing it. I didn't get to see it in 3D, so I'm just going to be rating it in a 2D edition, though I'm hoping to see it in 3D soon enough. So let's talk about the story of Life of Pi. So the story involves a young man who survives a disaster out at sea and then begins an epic journey of discovery and adventure. And while on his journey, he happens to find himself forming an unlikely connection with a fearsome Bengal tiger by the name of Richard Parker. And the film is all about the connection between these two characters that they happen to build over the course of the movie. The story in this film was really interesting and pretty darn impressive, though a little out there for my liking. Some of the stuff that happens in the film is really realistic, but at the same time a lot of it's really strange and bizarre. And there's a lot of stuff to do with Pi's backstory prior to the actual incident that left him stranded at sea. And I was surprised how much backstory that they actually gave the character. And while it was interesting and relevant to the story, I did kind of want some of it to speed up so we could get to the main meat of the film. The whole stranded at sea thing with the tiger and all of the elements that happen to come with that is the main meat of the film, and I liked it a lot, though it had a few inconsistencies that stopped it from being perfect for me. But then that's just me. So when it comes to the characters of the film, there's only one main character you're really thinking about, and that's Pi himself. To be honest, this film could have sucked if the central performance by Suraj Sharma had been bad, but luckily Sharma was really good. He happened to bring a lot of charisma and a lot of emotional depth to his role. He happened to cover all the emotional bases that one would have to go through in that kind of situation, and he was very charismatic. I thought he was just really, really good. He was very versatile, and you really did feel for the guy. His acting skills were very good, and I hope to see him in many other films. And then there's Irfan Khan as the older version of Pi. I wasn't expecting to see this character in the film at all, but I was glad that they input him into the film because he added a lot of drama and depth when talking about the adventure that he went on. And the way in which he describes some of the stuff that happened to him, you can see that it really affected his life, and it's something that he's never forgotten. And Khan was really good because he brought a little bit of humor, but also a lot of emotion because of like the times that you could see that Pi went through, and he still remembers them so vividly. Khan was really good, and the rest of the characters in the film, for what time they do have on screen, is pretty good as well. So let's talk about the presentation of Life of Pi. My goodness, is it flawless! I have never seen such clean CGI in a long time, and I think it probably will be rated as the best CGI of the year. There's only a few other films that I've seen with such clean CGI, and that's probably like, The Hobbit was my top choice, but I think this may have just passed it. There are so much vivid colours, and the use of the CGI is just really impressive. The CGI use for the animals is very clean, very crisp, very sharp, so realistic that it's almost completely seamless with all the live action stuff that takes place. And while there are a few inconsistencies with the CGI, if you're a nitpicker like myself on some occasions, then you'll notice a few iffy things here and there, but the CGI is so sharp, so colourful, and especially out at sea is very, very impressive. It paints a wonderful picture that just entrances you and brings you into the film a lot more. I thought the CGI was really good. And the soundtrack also was very, very good. It was beautiful, it was hard hitting, it was definitely at the forefront of the film. Every emotional scene that you felt in the film was definitely amplified by the music involved. I don't remember who the actual person was that actually did the soundtrack, but it was really good. It was really touching, and yeah, it was just really, really nice. So in conclusion, Life of Pi is a great film, and it is definitely an experience for filmgoers. I'm definitely going to have to try and check it out in 3D. The story is really good, and the central performance by Suraj Sharma is definitely at the forefront of the film, and so is the visual. The visuals are incredible. You'll definitely have a good time. Whether you'll like the film as much as the critics do, that's down to you. For me, the film is good, but I definitely have to say that it's probably not in my top 10 because I just have a lot of other films that I like more so than this one. I'm going to give the film an 8.5 out of 10, and yeah, that's all I got to say. So this has been the Hypersonic 55. If you like the film, drop me a comment. If you didn't like the film, drop me a comment. And I'll see you on the next review. So until then, this is the Hypersonic 55 signing out. Yo!